How's it going there, tubers? Jim Bobway here with a review of the Kenner Star Wars Vintage Collection Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper armor from A New Hope. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the sculpt at the head, you can see the hair is a separate piece of plastic from the rest of the head itself, molded in there pretty well. The hair looks actually really good for the scale. The face has a decent resemblance to young Mark Hamill, so that works out well. The head does not have much articulation. It seems to be only on a swivel. You can move it forward and back a little bit. There's a little bit of tilt, but there's not a whole lot of room to work with there. The armor itself is molded really well. It looks great. Especially down here, you got the detail in there in the stomach plates and the utility belt. Each segment looks like its own segment. It looks really well. Paint applications are good. Where stuff should be black, it's black. And the white, I think it's Endura steel. I can't remember the in-universe term for the material used for this armor, but it's bright white. It looks, like that classic, A New Hope, just clean, crisp, shiny armor kind of look. The articulation is decently well. These shoulders are greatly articulated. They can go up really high, and I love to see that. I love to see that range of motion there. They can also swivel, which is great. So he can, aim his gun around. The elbows are on a hinge and a swivel, so you can tilt those around, bend them out like so, even break the elbow a little bit maybe. The wrist is on a swivel, and that is it. There is no other form of motion for the wrist. It's just on a straight up swivel. Nice little bit of paint application for the little plate of armor on the back of the hand. The upper torso has what I think is a ball joint up in there to give him a swivel and a little bit of motion forward, not a whole lot of motion back. And that is also what gives to the waist swivel, because there's no actual swivel at the waist. The hips fold out to about a splits kind of thing there. And they can move a little bit like that way. That's the hinge doing that. So you can get a good amount, go up like that for that. You have to turn the knee joint, it's on a swivel and hinge, to get that kind of sitting position if you wanted to. Standing up straight, they look really nice. The ankles have a swivel and a hinge to go forward and back a little bit. The back looks good. He has that little printing there. Some details of what I believe to be his grappling hook there. And you have a little kind of holster here for his gun. You can put his gun in that holster. It should fit in. Oh, it almost fits. Yep. I'm not sure if that's what it's for, because it's a tight fit. Maybe his lightsaber, but you don't see it. He doesn't come with a lightsaber in this set, in this figure package. But if you did have a lightsaber, you could put it in there. It's also open in the bottom, so you can put longer objects. And it's very malleable. You can bend it around. He does have some, what looks to be like a source number on his butt for some reason. Don't know why. And basic, made in China stuff on the backs of the hips or thighs. So that can be sanded off if you don't want to see that, because that does kind of, detract from the overall look of the figure if you get up close. Now here is a real up close look of that face. You can really see the young Luke Skywalker from A New Hope. It's captured really well. But the reason we're here is for the Stormtrooper helmet, which slips on really well, and it looks great. It's molded well. There's no problems in the mold. There's a little bit of a printing problem. This side looks fine. This side seems to be off a little bit, and it gets a little squiggly. But overall, the print looks good. The eyes look great. The little kind of weird looking mouth breather part looks good. Back of the helmet, you have two gray panels there. I think this helmet is great, and the best part is it comes off. So you can have just a standalone Stormtrooper helmet laying around somewhere, or bam, instantly a Stormtrooper. It doesn't have to be Luke Skywalker. You can use this as a regular Stormtrooper, which is great. I think the helmet is like the perfect size, being oversized to fit over his head. Just really adds to the overall look of the Stormtrooper bucket head aesthetic. Now the blaster itself is nicely sculpted. Get a little more light in there. You have a lot of detail in here that you can't really see on the camera due to just what it picks up, but you can see you have the heat shield up there, has a lot of detail in there. You got two paint applications for the silver there, and at the back you have the little magazine on the other side, a little scope on there, and it looks really nice for the small size, and it fits in his hand well, though I have trouble getting his index finger to get into the trigger guard. I suppose you can probably stretch out his finger a little bit to maybe help out with that, but it looks good in the hand. So that about covers it for my review of the Kenner Star Wars Vintage Collection Luke Skywalker and Stormtrooper armor. Overall, it's a great figure. You have great sculpting, great paint applications, and it's great for just, you know, as a standalone Stormtrooper. Looks good with that nice helmet, or if you want to have the Episode 4 Luke in the Stormtrooper armor. Great face sculpt, great hair sculpt as well. Really captures the look of young Mark Hamill there. The articulation is decent. It's really good up here with the shoulders and the arms, though there could be more movement in the wrists. The neck could use some more movement as well. And just overall, it's understandable considering, I mean, you can't imagine Stormtrooper armor to be really easy to manipulate. So for what it is, I think it's decent, it's great, though there could be a little more articulation in my opinion. Right, that covers it. We're going to end this out with some snapshots.